All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, and happy Friday the 13th. My name is Nick, call signs KN6DAL, and I will be tonight's coordinator. We want to take a second and say thanks to the owners and supporters of the W6VVR repeater and the Vaca Valley Radio Club. Also to the FreeStar Network for the use of their repeaters and digital connections, and to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club. Also to the owners and operators of the WX5 NAS repeater system. And a shout out to Mike, WG5EEK, Greg, W5GSW, and Brian, KK6BXP, for all of their networking efforts. Before we get the ball rolling, we just want to see if there is any emergency or priority traffic. If there is at any point throughout the course of the Anti-Net, you can say break, break with your call sign. We will clear the air and let you pass your message. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All right. The 2 Meter Crew is not an actual club. We're just a group of hams that are learning and enjoying all things ham related. There's no dues or fees to be a 2 Meter Crew member. If you are looking for more information, you can check us out at our website at 2metercrew.net or join our Discord group. There's going to be links in the YouTube description to join those if you're interested. And this net is open for everybody. So if you want to join in, say hi. If you hear somebody you want to say hi to, feel free to jump on in. Not super coordinated. We're just out here to have a good time. The 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net meets every other Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 a.m. UTC, and we are linked to the W6VVR repeater. There's also a ton of different digital connections. Echolink at W6VVR-R, and AllStar nodes 51094, 512342, and 55655. Also through DMR talk groups 3174-117 and 314-9964. Also through YSF reflectors 50462 and 24033. I'm going to let this drop. And also through TGIF talk group 2133. And FreeStar's AllStar link is 2196. We're also linked to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club repeater in San Mateo, California. And last but not least, the Anti-Net is also streamed on YouTube at Northwest Ham Shack. If you like and subscribe to that channel, you'll get notifications when we go live every other week. And again, there's also links in the description there to join our Discord if you're interested. Before we take any general check-ins, just want to see if there's anybody new out there, anybody who just got their call sign or recently upgraded their license. If that's you, come on in now.
Hey, John, you hearing it?
No.
Oh.
Is there a problem?
We were doing an experiment if you can hear my UHF node.
Oh, okay. All right, nothing being heard. We're looking for any and all general check-ins. Anybody that wants to check into the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, come on in now. All right, we can say hi to a couple of people in the chat here. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. I was going to jump on and lead with, I did a quick Google search, and I was like, it's Friday the 13th. I'm going to jump on and say, tell everybody kind of how that originated, yada, yada, yada. And I thought I'd come up with something. And then I looked it up, and there's like a bunch of different reasons that people have come up with why Friday the 13th is what it is. And so all I can say is if you don't know, just trust Wikipedia. And if you don't get that joke, we probably aren't going to be friends. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Frank, KG6NLW. How's it going?
Oh, good evening, one and all. Kilo Golf 6 November Lima Whiskey. Nothing too exciting going on here. I have posted a new YouTube video and I have a couple more coming out. And tomorrow, for those of you that are interested, is the eclipse in California, specifically in the San Francisco Bay Area. It'll probably happen somewhere between 9 and noon and will be about 75% covered. Nick, can I share my screen here?
That should work. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me make sure I share the right thing here. And share. And hopefully this is working. This is the Eclipse page for ham radio people. It is hamsci, HAMSCI, Sierra Charlie India .org. It has all the info you want. There's the solar eclipse QSO party using CW, FT4 and 8, single sideband, and other digital modes on 6 through 160. The research events using time delay of arrival measurements will be on 40, 75, and 160 meters. For more information, you can visit this page. It's hamsci.org. And I would suggest, if you can, getting out there and getting on the radio, because during these eclipses, bands that are not normally open during the day, like 40, 80, 160, will be open. And bands that are normally open, 10, 15, and 20, will shut down. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all works out. That's about it for me. And with that, I will return it back to KN6DAL. Thank you, Nick.
You quit like 30 sec or like half a second before the 3-minute kick, which was awesome. Good timing.
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks, Frank. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
Six SRV, Servando in Fairfield, California, United States.
Well, what is happening, Servando? How are you doing?
I wanted to drop in. I wanted to do the whole video thing, but we had to leave unexpectedly. It sounds like we're going to watch a scary movie for Friday the 13th. And so, yeah, a check-in we'll have to do. Yeah, you guys sound great, and I thought it was cool that for a split second you guys were like full duplex due to the digital stuff you guys got going on in the background. So I could hear you and Frank like perfectly clear talking at the same time.
Yeah, what's funny is if I key up, like everybody, if they wanted to, could just start talking and you could hear the whole conversation. And I try to avoid that, honestly, because it can kind of sound like almost broadcasty. I just don't want to gray area it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's good to hear from you. Are you planning on watching the eclipse tomorrow?
Yeah, it starts like I think around 8 or something like that. I do plan on seeing it. I don't know what I'm gonna need. I have some welding helmets and some like really dark like sunglasses. So I don't know. I thought about driving to the Pickle and seeing it from up there, but I don't know. We'll see. It might be a thing where like we all sleep in and we totally miss it. That could happen too.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately just going to stare at the cloud cover and watch it get dark, but and then get light again, but it'll be something. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you checking in with us, and hopefully we'll catch you next time we're around and you're freed up. But if we don't, enjoy your movie, and are you letting the little kids watch the movie?
Probably.
Yeah, they're all right. And yeah, I mean, the little one, she has nightmares. She'll probably have child trauma, but I mean, it's all good. I mean, we all went through it, right? I mean, we all went through it. Good to hear you guys. You guys sound great. K6 SRV, Fairfield, California, United States of America.
Awesome. Appreciate the check-in. I'm going to leave a little room here. I don't know if the YSF link is working or not, but I know Marcus, KG6AEB, wants to try to check in. So I'm going to leave it open for just a second. We'll see if we can get you in here. Go ahead and give it a shot, Marcus. That's a big negative, I think. Oh, something keyed up. All right. It doesn't look like that YSF link is going to work tonight. So sorry about that, buddy. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We are looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
And in case you miss anything, I'm watching the chat too.
Okay. All right. Well, I figure for the next person, I better call on this guy before he poofs and vanishes into thin air for like the next 8 months. Because it's a rare occurrence that we get Aaron on here. W6AEF, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mr. Net Control. This is W6AEF, Aaron in Moraga, California. Man, I get on here, I hear SRV, Marcus, AEB. I was trying to make the cameo appearance. I was looking for GSW, but happy to be out here. You know, it's been a whirlwind, and I miss seeing you guys. And so I got to keep it where I just pop in unannounced and, catch you guys by surprise. Let's see what's going on, and you keep me honest on the timer, Nick. Been playing a little GMRS, so that has been interesting. Stepped back and had to do some emergency prep, so I created a little binder. Took some photos of the GMRS radios. Got 6 Radiotti GM30s. And a little charger stations for my kiddos. Showed them how to use it and all that fun stuff. So I've been doing a little bit of that. Got my HF rig. I have a goal of 1 contact per day. So I work at home, and I've been off the radio for quite some time. So I was like, I got to start making some contacts. So got the HF rig set up, the FT891, and make 1 contact a day, which has been pretty fun. But other than that, man, just life, kids, trying to keep my head screwed on straight, which is sometimes a challenge, but it's good to see everybody. I'll let it drop, Nick. Yeah.
Go ahead. Is that all you had, Aaron?
I mean, I could keep going on about SWR spray. I could talk about my well, you know what? So it's interesting. I've got a 40 to 10 end-fed half wave stuck on the side of my house over there with about maybe 10 feet of space between the house and the fence and the other house. And I've got it up and as an inverted V, about 20 feet up with the spider beam mast. Boy, I tell you what, it's been amazing. I thought it was going to be super compromised with all the RF activity. My noise floor is S3 on most days, which is good. It was like normally like S7, S9 when I had it up in the front of the house, just all ghettoed up. But I've been really surprised. It's been a nice little setup on the side of the house, and it seems to be working. So I'll take it.
That's nice, man. So you had mentioned the GMRS license. Have you had that for a while, or did you just get it?
No, I've had it. So interesting, like I have two licenses, WRMJ 226 and WRMI 954. So I gave the 954 to my son Ryder. He's still making contacts. He's on the GMR Sir Peters. He's like, this is Whiskey Romeo, Whiskey Mike Romeo, whatever. He's doing his thing. I want him to feel comfortable keying up right. And it's really more about emergency. So I got into the GMRS stuff. I haven't gotten a base station. But that Ocean KG 1000 something, it's a 50-watt GMRS radio, um, can hit all the Bay Area repeaters around here. But I'm more for like the CERT stuff, the, you know, emergency stuff is kind of why I got that and want to make sure the kids know how to use it.
Yeah, that's cool. So I just recently got my GMRS license, and I haven't even used it yet. But I can hit, like, from my truck, I can hit all the repeaters that we have in the area. But the reason that I had went and got it, and I want to say it was a month and a half ago, was because I put on this little training for a group of people. There was like 7 people that came over that really didn't have any experience with radio at all, other than they did some security work and did like some local just simplex on MERS, and they wanted to learn more about it and kind of learn about the emergency preparation side of it. And so I put a slide deck together and kind of went over it with them, and I wanted to walk them through the process of like how to get started with even just getting a GMRS license. So I figured I should learn how to do it, and so I did. And it was cool. Like, a lot of people, they seemed like they were asking all the right questions. They were really interested in like antenna theory and, you know, why different things worked. And there were some people that were like, yeah, I bought this magnetic antenna and I was holding it up in the air and I didn't work at all. And, you know, you just walking through the little challenges. And so it was cool to see people get excited about it. And yeah, that's kind of my story with GMRS so far.
Yeah, it's nice to have. You know, there's you know, Greg with his, you know, Pi Star, 15 Pi Stars in his garage in his rack, and you've got Connor with all his flickering devices. I mean, there's something for everybody, whether it's GMRS or FT8 or DMR or Fusion or whatever it is. It's all fun, cool stuff, man. But it's good to see you guys. This is W6AEF. I do have a search and rescue training in the morning, so I am going to boogie out of here soon. But it's good to see all your smiling faces and the anti-net. So I'll let you guys get back to it. I'm going to hang around for a little while, Nick.
All right, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate the check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net, looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now. Hey, Frank, can you clarify with Mitch, is there an audio issue on YouTube, or is he just have the audio down?
He just has the audio down.
Okay. Okay.
He's on a phone call, so phones
got it.
won't let the
Okay.
audio.
No problem.
Check 1, check 2, going off 6. No problem with testing.
All right, I heard the testing. You're coming through. Go ahead and come again with your call.
That was Marcus.
I think it was.
What's going on, gentlemen? AG6AEB comes in through YSF.
All right, well, the link's up. The audio quality is not great, but it's good to hear you. How's it going? Might clean up after his next transmission.
Oh, great. It might be I'm on a little HT. So that's probably the audio issue. I think this has had audio issues before, but all good. You can't complain.
Well, good. I'm glad you got to make it work. I was concerned. I was thinking for a minute if Mike's was broken, I was gonna have to go and try to fix mine. But nope, I don't have to do anything. I don't know if you have the link, but the link to our Zoom chat should be the same as the last time you jumped on. If you're interested, you're welcome to, or text me in Discord and we can get you a Zoom link to jump in.
I will probably jump on a little later. I gotta go whip up something to eat, so I will scoot on out of here. But good evening. Check you out. AG6AUB73.
Good to hear you, Marcus, and thanks for the check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2-meter crew anti-net, looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now. All right. I haven't heard from John in a while. And I had to even ask what your call sign was because I forgot it. Sorry. KN6TYF. How's it going?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? You're hearing me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I haven't been on for a while. Just, I don't know, life got kind of busy. I'm sure you all know how that goes. Radio-wise, man, I don't know. Probably been playing with a lot. I've been working on some of the open source HF radio software. You see it in the background here. This is a knockoff of Thetis, I guess, or it's an evolution of Thetis. It has a few extra features, so I've kind of been working on that. That runs the direct sampling HF radios like the Hermes Lite 2 and the Anon and stuff. By the way, if anyone is getting into HF, like, get one of those Hermes Lite 2. They're awesome. For $400, it's a direct sampling 160 through 10 radio, and you get this beautiful screen you see behind me. And the performance is amazing. So the only compromise for $400 or low cost is QRP output 5 watts. So, but other than that, just kind of the same old. Got a new amp here, some LD Moss stuff, and I don't know, it works really good. There's no drama. So it's not as exciting as the big tube amps that you got to tune up and stuff, but if we're just getting on the radio, it works very well. Yeah, that's really it. Just kind of doing my thing. So hope everyone's doing well. Nice to hear everyone talk radio for a little bit. Yeah, KN62F back to net.
Thanks for checking, man. Yeah, the screen output looks good. And I think we were talking about those Hermes lights a couple of weeks ago. And we were looking at them, we were like, wait a minute, they're not $400, but then Connor corrected us. Once you get everything you need for it, it turns into $400. But yeah, it seems like for somebody that's willing to compromise the power output, and there's a couple people in the chat that were kind of mentioning, well, you can just buy an amp and fix that problem. So yeah, depending on what you're trying to do, it's kind of like the obvious go-to if you don't want to just spend a bunch of money right up front. So
yeah, I think the biggest thing, like, 5 watts to 50 or 100, that's easy, right? There are like kit amps, you can do that for like maybe $200, $300. But the amount of learning you'll do about modern radio, about DSP, how RF works, how all of it works, like, that's invaluable. And that's an experience you can't get buying a 7300 or a FT710 or whatever it is. And those are great radios, but it's just a little bit different when you get to kind of DIY it. So
yep, absolutely. Well, awesome. Thanks for the check-in, man. I appreciate it, and good to see you out here. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We are looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now. All right, Connor, you're last on the list, buddy. You drew the short straw. I want to hear about the truck, man. Tell me a little bit about the truck buying experience.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
All right, now that that's off, that's better.
K7CBL, good evening to all. Yeah, the experience, painful. Well, no, I placed an order for the vehicle about 4-ish months, maybe 3 months ago, and I was told it would take 5 months to ship, and I think it was, what was it? Oh man, it was September, right before September 30th, I got the text from the dealership saying your truck is expected to be here on the 10th, and it'll be ready on the 11th. And on the, what was it, the 5th? Yeah, it arrived on the 5th, so last week, on Thursday, and picked it up this Monday. And yeah, I've just been driving it. Haven't gotten it out on a long strip of road yet, or highway. Just been in bumper-to-bumper traffic every day going to and from work. But I was really trying to get out this weekend, get out on the coast, just drive up Highway 1. But with the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival going on this weekend, absolutely no way. There'll be bumper-to-bumper traffic for the entire stretch of Highway 92 and then all the way up the coast. So maybe next weekend we'll see what happens. But I've got the appointments on the books because I'm not going to drill the holes because that requires dropping the headliner and everything. And let me let this drop. Yeah, I have a place that I trust to do the upfit. So they're not really doing anything other than drilling 5 holes in the roof, putting the NMOs in, dropping the headliner, pulling it all the way down to the back seat. They're not even putting connectors on the coax. So it's just something that I can drop off at the start of work and pick it up at the end, and problem solved. So this weekend is power wire and probably radios. We'll see what happens. I'll probably install the radios and get all that stuff configured and ready to go. So just been getting these little accessories one by one, but man, it is nice. It rides beautifully, we'll put it that way. Back to net control, K7CBL.
Comment.
Oh boy, we got a comment. Take it away, Aaron.
Hey, Connor, I gotta ask, 5 holes? What the hell are you putting in there? That's the real question. You had radios plural, so elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so the install is a little bit hectic. I don't like having to scan the UHF and VHF. I like to be able to monitor them separately because I have different. I have a radio in the truck that stays on ham. The rest of it's on the work side of things. So I keep one radio for VHF, one radio for UHF range 2, which is 450 to 512. And then I keep a range 1 radio, which is my hammy radio, which is 403 to 470. So, and I do have GMRS. That's how we made that contact at one random time. And then I've got an all-band radio in there that also has low band. And then I've got all my cellular and all the other stuff that's got to go in there. So there's a lot. But yeah, I have 3 dual bands in a triangular pattern in the rear. Then I've got in the center, I've got the low band whip, which is a full-length one, which is the one, same model that CHP uses. And then up towards the front, I've just got a little stubby, tiny little thing. So that's the setup. Yes, there's plural radios.
Yeah, so this is W6AEF. That's fantastic, man. That's a lot of action, I guess. And you're doing all the install yourself. I'm assuming you're a talented guy. You have 1 battery in there or 2 batteries? Deep cycle, yellow top. What do you, I mean, that's a lot of juice running through there. You got to make sure stuff doesn't like blow up.
So there's two batteries in the vehicle. You have your starter battery, and then there's a deep cycle on the other side of the engine bay with the automatic relays. So when you kill the truck, basically everything will be connected to that aux battery. So I could completely drain that aux battery, still start up the truck, drive down the road fine. And it charges as I drive. I will be setting up shore power and probably upgrading the inverters to kW inverters because they're only 500 watts. There's a 500 watt for the front and 500 watt for the back box, but you can get pretty much any inverter if it fits in the spot and just dump that in there. It's already got 1-aught wire running to it. For 500 watts, that's overkill, so might as well go up to 1 kW.
All right, man. Well, thanks for that. I saw a couple of photos on Discord. It's a good looking truck. I like the little lights you're putting on the front, but all that intricate details and the power and the double battery. I mean, that's all amazing stuff. So I wouldn't expect anything less from you, K7CBL. All right, I'm gonna head out, guys. You guys have a good evening. I'm gonna bounce out here. W6 AEF. Connor, congratulations on the ride and the 20 million antennas, alien communications you got going on.
Aaron, before you go,
Yeah.
Connor, you're not a real ham if you don't do your own antenna install. Aaron, good to see you.
I'm definitely not a real ham then. See you guys.
All right, 7-3 Aaron. Have a good night. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We'll give you a chance to fire back on that one here in a little bit, Connor. Just save it because I'm sure you're ready. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
All I was going to say is the benefit going to somebody else to do it is you get the...
Well, gentlemen, it is really kind of cool to hear some familiar voices. And, yeah, good to hear y'all. WUNQ in Northern Cal.
Well, I can make that voice out of any crowd. How's it going, Mitch?
Well, I hear the whole gang out here, and it's absolutely wonderful and a breath of fresh air. Yeah. Oh, I was just eavesdropping in on Connor, and hello, Connor. Congratulations on the new build out and truck. Quite impressive, young man, and sounds like you got a good deal going on there. Anyway, I don't want to take up a lot of time. I'm going to disconnect from Echolink and go listen to you guys on YouTube. But anyway, Nick, always a pleasure. Howdy, everybody, and I'm going to get out of here and go do what I got to do. But anyway, Nick, really good to hearing you.
You as well. Good to hear from you, Mitch. Hope you have a great night, and thanks for checking in. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We got Eric. He popped in the chat, AK6Y. Long time no see. How you been?
AK6Y, I'm doing well. You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, things have been quite hectic. Daughter's been running in cross country, so haven't had time to really be around. I don't know if I shared with you guys yet, but I retired in April.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Other than that, all is well. Things are kind of evening out. I tried to go back to work for Costco a couple weeks ago and decided that I didn't want to be working the hours, and wanted to do something that would where I could control the time. So I'm working on getting well, I took the test to become a notary again, and then I am working on getting my Part 107 drone pilot license, studying for that. And I've also got kind of my my fork in the fire, trying to. There's another job that might be lining up sometime in the near future, but basically just trying to find things where I can control the time rather than being on a time clock, so to speak. But other than that, everything's going well.
Well, good, man. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. It's good to hear from you. I'm gonna check and see if there's any last call outs. We're gonna be winding down a little bit early tonight. I know Connor's got another net to run right at 9 o'clock. But let's see who else is out there. Anybody else want to check into the 2-meter crew anti-net? Come on in now.
KACLL.
All right, I think I got it right. Kilo 8 Delta Lima Lima. All right, how's it going tonight? Coming in digital.
Doing just fine. Got in, tried our hand at some lottery scratchers. See if we came into the millionaires. It looks like we're going back to work on Monday. Only got $17 worth of scratchers.
Oh, that's tough, you know. I've been waiting to win the lotto for years, and I don't play, and so it's kind of put a wrench in the spokes on that. But maybe one day I'll just find a ticket and it'll be the winner.
You never know. Like they say, you can't win if you don't play. So you won't do it very much. But you decided, well, it's the birthday girl's night, so we'll grab her some scratchers. My coworker said, well, hell, if her birthday's on Friday the 13th, that's pretty lucky. You got to go buy some. So we did.
There you go. Yeah, that's I mean, I'm sure it doesn't always fall on the same day, but Friday the 13th for a birthday is an unlucky day. But maybe she can turn that whole thing around for the whole world. I don't know. I appreciate the check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody who wants to check in, come on in now.
Tango Romeo.
Well, all I got was Tango Romeo, but that is unmistakably Dan. How's it going?
It's going okay. I got home late and my camera and mic aren't set up, so I won't be joining tonight. But I figured I'd at least say hello to you guys. I'm curious, Connor, what make and model of this vehicle? What is the make and model of your truck?
7 CBL. It's a 2024 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD LTZ custom order.
Oh, that's a great choice, man. And now you just got to pick yourself up a trailer for field day. So when are we taking this thing out on the Rubicon? Because, I mean, you know, might as well bust it up a little bit while you're still under warranty, right? I'm kidding. But anyway, just wanted to say hi to you guys, and yeah, that's about it. This is Dan, N6ETR.
All right. Thanks for the check-in, Dan. Appreciate it. And we will catch you next time around. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're looking like we're wrapping up towards last calls. Any last calls for check-ins? Come on in now.
For November?
All I got was November. If you could come back with your whole call sign, because I didn't catch it.
It's always on the last call.
4, Juliet Alpha November, Dave in Orville.
Dave, how you doing tonight?
I was trying to figure out where you guys were heading out. I mean, right into
Oh, he's talking at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why you could never find you.
Yeah, it's sometimes the time zone changes can play a little whirlwind. But how are you coming into the repeater?
DVR.
Well, sometimes we don't show up, and so that's why you can't find us. Sometimes we just don't make it, and it's usually because of my work schedule. But we're usually on here every other Friday.
Roger that. I know sometimes beer and pizza makes me slide to the other side, so things don't get done. So I completely understand.
Well, hey, I appreciate you checking in with us and saying hi. We'll see if there's any last calls, for check-ins. Come on in now.
If you want to pile up, Nick, just call CQ POTA and see what happens.
All right. Well, nothing being heard. We're going to go ahead and turn the repeaters back to normal operation. We'll be hanging out here on the Zoom chat and on YouTube for a little bit longer. And if you'd like to join, if you join our Discord, you can always send one of the moderators a message, and we can get you linked up with a login for the Zoom chat. So without further ado, I will say 7-3 to everybody. Thanks for all the check-ins, and thanks for everybody coming out and saying hi. We will see you all in 2 weeks. 7-3. Connor, did you pull your link?
Yeah, I was literally just looking at it, and I was like, okay, I'll just do it.
Is there something wrong with it?
No, I was messing around during the net, so as I said in the chat, I'll keep it PC because we're still on YouTube. So I'll keep it PG, sorry, because we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some guy set up a fusion repeater here in the Bay Area,
right.
And he's in the 25K of our repeater. Like, so the repeater's on 147.3. He's on like 147.3. I have the frequency somewhere, but so basically when his repeater comes active, you can hear it, basically. It's a problem. So I got him booted off his site because I contacted him. It was like a 3-month process. I contacted him. I got his phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically said, no, I monitored this frequency and there's nothing on it. I said, buddy, we've been here for 60 years. And the repeater's somewhat active, and it's definitely active on Friday nights and Saturday mornings. And occasionally throughout the week, you'll hear people, saying hello as they're mobile. So I reached out to the site owner, and it turns out that he was not supposed to be there. So we got him booted from his site. The repeater went off the air, and then all of a sudden it came back up again. So we DF'd it, and it's literally running out of his garage, no joke. And he's in the East Bay, and he's running power. Like, I think it's like a 50-watt repeater, and he's got a high gain antenna. So the next step is go over there and be like, the reason we don't want you on that frequency is because you're causing harmful interference. And if he doesn't shut it off, then I'll just hit up the boys and let them know what's going on. But yeah, he's been a problem, and it makes it really hard when he keys up on his mobile driving around, because I think he works over here, and he keys up, and I think he works at nights. I think he's like a security guard. Because when he keys up on his mobile and we're having our net, all of a sudden it's just like, it sounds like people are fading out. The only people that aren't affected by it are me, basically, and I think John too.
So does he
I don't
not
think we're
hear the
affected.
repeater ID or anything?
He does. He does. He just blatantly ignored it and chose to. It's not even like he tried to squeeze in right outside of us. He squoze in on a weird. I don't even know how he programmed the split into the repeater. That's what I don't understand, because it shouldn't allow him to put that many points below the decimal point. So, it's either
Yeah, that's
that
weird.
or it's like severely off frequency. One of the two. If it's severely off frequency, though, his mobile shouldn't light it up.
When we get off YouTube, I want to talk a little bit more about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
No,
Well,
I'm
we're
not
gonna-
trying
you
to
know
kick us
someone?
off YouTube.
We're
No, I don't. But I have a feeling I know who it is.
we're not going to be on for too much longer anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, so he I mean I was cordial with him at the start. And I was like, "Yo, like hey man, you're kind of making it difficult for us to use our repeater." And I even offered to like go to his site, like ensure the repeater's on frequency, like double check his setup, I even offered to help find a free VHF frequency. And because of where he's at the site, I'm not going to say where, he could reuse a frequency of like a high elevation repeater in the south end, like that's kind of has a path into the Bay Area, but not really, and it would be fine. But he like straight up refused and told me like, no, I was wrong, I don't know what I'm doing, yada yada yada, all that stuff, and that he's not going to take advice from some ham, is what he said. So then I said, all right, well, you got to move then, dude, because you're causing problems. And he goes, I listened and I never heard anything. And I said, that's like impossible. We've had the net for 60 years on the
That's
frequency.
not how it works, isn't it?
No,
That's
it's not how
you
it
have to-
works.
You have to check with.
Like when I put my repeater up, like I went up to the site with my mobile, and I even used I pre-installed the antenna at the site, and I had a mobile like that I could carry around, and it was only like 25 watts. But even in my car at 50 watts, I went through every PL tone, DPL, inverted DPL on it multiple times, and I never heard anything. And then some dude threw up a repeater and then claimed that he was there for like 30 years. But I never brought his repeater up. That's still an ongoing issue. But yeah, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do your due diligence for like 6 months. Is what NARC, but I've already expressed my opinion about them. But that's what they do to let you get coordination. They're like, did you do? It's kind of BS, because it's like the honor system. You could say, yeah, I did it, and not do it. But yeah, you're supposed to do that. You should at least listen to a frequency before you put something on it. That's what I'm doing at work right now.
Hey,
got a
Connor, real
ton of
quick
frequencies.
before we get off, I just wanted to clarify. So you're having someone drill the holes for your into your truck, right?
Yeah.
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 And then they're running the coax,
Yeah. So
and then
Okay.
they're not terminating it.
no. So okay. So basically they have a warranty, right? So if there's a problem, like I'm not afraid of doing it myself. I do it at work all the time. But the thing is to drill 5 holes, drop the headliner, pull all the plastic paneling out
Yeah.
just to run the coax. It's a day's work. And
Yeah.
that's something that like I
No, I
don't
get it.
really have
I'm
the
just
day's work, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out when you're gonna have pictures for us.
Oh, so November 1st is when it's scheduled.
When?
I'm November 1st is when it's scheduled to go in.
Okay.
And so all the antennas are sitting in my hallway right now. But so yeah, scheduled November 1st to go in, and then this weekend my goal is to run the 6-gauge wire from the aux battery to the back. I think that's priority number 1 for this weekend, as well as build the under seat organizer. There's one that comes stock, but it doesn't fit. It only will fit one of my mobile bricks because it's not supposed to go. It doesn't go all the way to the edge of the back seat. So we're gonna rebuild it out of wood and put a floor so I can actually screw the trunnions into the bottom, and the mobiles will actually like mount properly instead of just bricks laying on carpet.
But
Plus
no
I'm gonna drill a
HF,
bunch
right?
I have been kicking around the idea. The radio. So what I really want is a Motorola Micom, because they're good radios, and the whole kit and caboodle for a Micom, like everything, like the whole kitchen sink, like the tuner, the whip, all that. But they're like impossible to find, and when they come up, they're stupid expensive. So, and then like the tuner, the antenna tuner alone is $800. So, and it's huge. Like, it's not a small thing. So the setup I think that I'm going to end up going with if I do HF is an FT891, because they're good radios, and an ATOS, because the reason I was looking at the ATOS and then the other one, what's the other one? The other mobile like that, other screwdriver antenna. I'm blanking. Frank, do you know it? The other one? It's like an ATOS.
I have it. I can't think of it.
I know. We all know what we're talking about. It's got a big coil on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Tar Heel.
So the
Yeah,
Tar Heel,
yeah.
there we go, Tar Heel. So I was thinking about the Tar Heel, and I know it's a better antenna. It's a way better antenna than the ATOS. But my big thing is when I'm driving, like, okay, I'm already a professional distracted driver. So I can drive and mess with radios. I've driven and had laptops to my side and spectrum analyzers. Like, that's not a problem for me. It's stuff like that where I don't want to screw with it. So the ATOS is just so nice because I can just go to a frequency, hit tune, the antenna will move, give it a second, and then just start talking and start yabbing away. So that probably will be the route I go if I do it. I just got to figure out where I'm going to mount the antenna, and it's not going to be permanent. It'll probably be at the far passenger side of the truck. There's cutouts in the trim, the plastic bed rail, and I'm thinking of trying to manufacture a mount for an ATOS, and then I'll just have like the mount will just stay in the bed. Then when I want to use it, I'll just and then grab the ATOS out of the back seat, screw it on, and go to town. So I do plan on it. The truck is RF quiet. I've driven it out to a spot where there really isn't anything, and with my spec in, I've done like looking at it. I looked at the whole HF spectrum, VHF, UHF, all the way up to 1.2 gig, and there is some spurs, but it's like not noisy, basically. It's not the best test in the world, but as long as I wasn't seeing like a huge hashy noise floor, that's all I cared about. Since it's going to be NVIS, because it's a mobile setup, so yeah. I want an antenna like you have, Nick, but I have nowhere to install that. The one that you got to hop out and do the jumpers.
Yeah.
Those I like. I like that because it's small, and I could just take it down, throw it in the bed, and call it a day.
Right.
And I can leave it up, but whatever. But
Tar Heel is so much better though.
yeah, but again, you have to manually tune it, and I don't want that while I'm driving.
No.
You don't have to manually. Nope.
That's one of the pluses of the Tar Heel.
Okay, from what I remember with the Tar Heel, there's a box with an up or down switch.
Yeah,
right?
but you can buy aftermarket auto tuners.
I don't want all like I just want it all in one so I have no space like in my design that I've already done in the truck, the mock-up. like I have no space for extra crap, basically.
It's like this big. It's like tiny.
Do I need to press any buttons on it? Like, does it need to be accessible?
I don't remember. I just got it. I haven't quite set it up. I don't remember the name of the thing. Trying to see if I have it here.
Is it the
bring it up.
MFJ one?
Huh? It's no,
Is it
not
MFJ? Oh.
No.
The other thing about the Tar Heel is they're like $800, aren't they?
You just bought a truck.
Right?
That's the point. I just bought a truck. Like it's $800. Like
I just spent $80,000 on a truck, and I can't buy $700.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the price of it. It's just I don't know. And the ATOS, I just think it's like more sleek. I already know I'm gonna be head turning with a low band whip off the roof, like a full length CHP, same model low band whip.
Oh,